Sheriff Riggs is here. Good morning.
Morning. Friday. I love it.
Yeah.
Like Friday.
Love Fridays.
Maybe I had the wrong deal. I did. Sorry.
Love Fridays.
My apologies. Been busy, huh?
Oh, personally busy, yes.
Yes.
Not at work. I don't even know if my key code's going to get me into the office anymore.
Been a while, huh?
It's been a hot minute, yeah. Been gone about 4 days from work.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that a little vacation?
Little vacation. Yeah, my wife and I traveled to Nashville for our 27th anniversary.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, it was a good time. I'd never experienced downtown Nashville before.
What does a police officer do when you see downtown Nashville and you're not on duty?
You look the other way. They have there's so much to do down there during the day, and then obviously there's the evening scene, which is really not my scene anyway. But you find yourself down there still.
Sure.
I think the first day we were down there, I put on 8 miles according to my
Wow.
pedometer, and then the second day was like 6. Yeah, it was a lot of walking.
Had shin splints
Yeah.
or flip flops.
No, the first I wore lace-up shoes for sure. Yeah.
So went to Nashville for a vacation.
Yeah, it was gorgeous weather, 78 degrees.
Oh, I bet.
The whole time we were there. No rain.
Nashville is a unique food city as well.
Oh,
They've got barbecue
yep.
because they're close enough to the south.
Sure.
And everything in between.
Yeah. They called it Nashville Hot, the Nashville Hot chicken sandwiches. It's like, it wasn't really like, this is hot. So I don't know what their thoughts on hot is, but it wasn't hot as I thought it was going to be.
Well, did they know? Were you wearing a Minnesota shirt or anything? Like, oh, here, give it this guy.
Aged black pepper is the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like a little heat. So.
Well, I guess we're on the time of year where people are in the woods again.
Oof. Yep, it is. And the weather. And a few weeks back, you asked me about the trees. I can't believe how well the trees are holding on right now with the leaves.
Right.
DNR says we've been past peak for more than a week.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Really?
Usually they're all on the ground by now.
Oh, okay, cool. Because it wasn't just me. Because last week it seemed like we still had a lot of green leaves.
Yeah. Yep.
It wasn't until later and earlier this week they really popping. It's pretty.
Very. Yep.
Except for then they fall.
In your gutters.
Right. So what? There's some hunting that opened in the last few weeks, right?
Birds, bow season, youth firearms was
Started yesterday.
yesterday. Yeah. Yep.
So there'll be some deer taken this weekend. Right?
Yep. And that's just kids and
Right.
parents hunting. Be safe out there, obviously. Wear your orange
Right.
or your high vis. Is it a pink now?
Pink.
Yeah.
Oh, you can do pink.
Yeah. High vis pink. Which you
Seems
can.
odd.
Yeah, it does. You can see it, believe it or not, but I would have never guessed that would have made the color spectrum for hunting in the woods.
It's been that one orange for so long.
I know.
What will they do?
We are currently hiring for a lot of positions.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Why, because the new jail? Or
Well,
is that later?
That'll be a little bit later. Here in a couple of very short weeks, they're going to start doing like progress tours with the county board, myself. They wanted to wait until they had hard cast floors poured. And then when some of the prefabricated cells started arriving, and they're starting to plug those into place. So, right, if we would have went in there too early, you'd have been walking around in dirt and the potential to fall with rebar around and whatnot. That's never a pretty thing. So,
Sure.
So it's the builders being very responsible, and everything is going very, very well as far as the build goes. Actually, we're hiring a crime analyst right now. We just are going through the process of filling a position that from a retirement we just had on the field ops side. And then we are currently plagued with a number of injuries right now on field ops. So we're operating with, currently one of them is back to work. So we're operating with two that are out. Deputy Anderson, who was injured in that crash, he broke his hand, and then we've got an individual that's down with torn muscle. So.
Is this crime analyst position new?
No, we've had that for quite a number of years now, actually.
Is it an injury-prone position?
The crime analyst? No, she actually moved on to the BCA.
Oh, okay.
Dang it.
One guy's got a broken hand. This guy's got pulled muscles.
Can I say stupid state of Minnesota on the air?
Sure.
We say it all the time.
We're just not able to compete with their package, their benefits and their wage. We wish Heather the best of luck. She was a great asset to us, and she'll be a great asset to the BCA. And you can't blame.
People are just imagining CSI.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is it anything like that
Nothing
in real life?
like that. I remember going to crime scenes as a young deputy and flailing around a bunch of black fingerprint powder. And then I remember getting, you drop off your fingerprints at the BCA or you send them in and you get a letter back saying, this is a property crime. We'll be categorizing this. You can expect to hear from us with between 9 months and a year. Because all the person-related crime goes to the top of the list.
Oh.
And so they only work the property-related crimes like burglaries, theft, auto theft. Those
There's nothing else going on.
When there's nothing else going on. And there's never nothing else going on. So, yeah, people have these delusions of grandeur that the BCA or the FBI, and granted, your higher profile person-related cases, these folks do amazing work. They truly do. They just don't have the staff to be as efficient as a homicide every Monday night on CBS. You know what I mean? So, like, back when that was a popular show, the technology that was available was pretty poor. We have solved crimes off of video, but you see pictures of the moon that have better resolution than some people's security cameras. But now, with Ring cameras and some of the technology that a lot of the businesses have in town, it's great. Like it's super, super, I don't know what you would call it, like if it's 4K or something like that, but the resolution is good enough when you take a still of it and you zoom in on it, you can actually make out decent detail.
So do you get a lot of calls, too, about the cameras? They're in,
License plate cameras?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we've, just so as everybody knows, I mean, the state of Minnesota has had those for years.
Yeah, well,
and
now
years
there's
and
a
years.
conspiracy in our community.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you've heard of them.
I'm sure. I've heard some of it, yeah. There are, just so everybody knows, there is more technology watching you at Walmart than there is on these license LPRs, the automated license plate readers. And that data is, like, in order for us to access that data, we have to have good reason. And it does way more good for the community as it pertains to missing senior citizens or silver alerts that we have, where somebody with dementia takes off in a car and starts traveling to their, what they think is their hometown or whatever. And we've found people that way. Amber alerts throughout the country. There are stolen vehicles that are recovered, via this thing.
Well, one guy was convinced that you'll be digging into his tax records.
No. And just so everybody's clear, the IRS does not send you text messages.
That would be a scam.
That would be a scam.
Yeah. Back to fingerprints. Every TV show, every movie anyone has ever watched, they're all sitting around a computer waiting for all of these fingerprints in the system to be scanned. Has that ever been true?
I've never worked a higher enough profile case where the federal government has been involved to actually sit down and have the time to watch them do that. But I don't think so. When I started, all of the fingerprint stuff was still on like file cards, so it was on a piece of paper.
Oh,
Now, I mean, it is digitized, and the FBI does have fingerprints digitally from people. We're the ones that take those prints and scan them into the system. When you go to jail, if it's an offense that requires you to be fingerprinted, that's what happens. But fingerprints are one of those things that it just takes so long to get that information back. It just seems so counterproductive. I remember we had a property crime where someone drove a car into a business after hours, snuck through the broken front door,
yeah.
and then stole what they were going to steal and left. They cut their hand when they went through the broken door. We submitted the DNA from their blood to the BCA and got it back a year later. But you got it back.
But
we did get it back. And we did get a person identified because they had been in the system.
Oh, sure. Well, I just wonder, like, have you been in their office here, BCA?
Yes. Yep.
Did they have that blue underlighting and all around the lab and stuff? Is there? No,
not the last time I was in there. Maybe it is.
You know what I'm talking about, right? You're watching and like, wow, that's some cool backlighting they have there at the
easy on the eyes. Maybe I don't know.
The lab. And when it comes to fingerprints, they have that software that nails it down to match. It says, like it happens in like 20 seconds. I don't know why you guys can't.
We've heard that line of questioning before from people in court where they've asked that question, So it's just one of those things where I think the public has this grand expectations of what is actually what we're actually capable of as far as like finding some of this information out.
And if you were to have someone on staff looking at all these license plates, looking for an Amber Alert, it would take how many decades?
Well, the beautiful thing of it is when you have these ALPRs out there, they're just working, right? They're not particularly holding data, but when they come across the data that has been programmed into them saying, hey, if this vehicle gets seen in this, anywhere in the state, we want to talk to this person, or this person's a person of interest, or this vehicle's associated with a missing person, whether that's a silver or an Amber Alert. And it instantly notifies the PSAP that the location was at. And so if that's down at, the junction of 64 and 210 or, wherever that is, it notifies that jurisdiction, hey, there's a vehicle traveling through your area right now and someone's looking for it for a reason. And so they start looking into what it is, and then it automatically kind of points the finger at what it's wanted for.
And all that's done in real time? Real-ish time?
Real-ish time, yep.
Wow.
Yep. And it doesn't require, it doesn't require a police, back in the, you go back 15 years ago before this technology was really there, there'd be a cop sitting at an intersection waiting for someone to drive by. So if we had, a situation where we're looking for a let's just say it's a bank robbery suspect vehicle that was involved in a bank robbery, you'd have cops sitting all over at intersections looking for this bolo, be on the lookout, right?
Oh, cool.
And how much time is that occupying?
Sure.
And then the next call for service comes out, and an officer's got to go to handle this domestic or this crash, and now that intersection is left bare, and the vehicle drives through it, and we're no much the wiser. This has essentially helped us out in that regard because it doesn't need to pee, it doesn't need to sleep, and it doesn't need to eat. So.
And you don't have to pay it overtime.
And we don't have to pay it overtime.
Well, it makes sense because it seems like in these missing people, there's always a car involved, and they're all driving.
100%. Yep. And, and when we got the height of designation in Beltrami County. This technology was paid for by those funds. This isn't local taxpayer dollars going towards this equipment. It just brought this equipment to our area, so we have that ability now to. This was never intended to target the individual user. This was developed to target the people that are bringing this poison into our community. And so when you have that ability to, we know that this particular person who's traveling in this particular car is traveling loads of controlled substances from Detroit or from Chicago to Minneapolis, and then from Minneapolis to Bemidji. Those ALPRs are all over the country. So, hey, we've got this vehicle. They might pick up on this vehicle in Chicago leaving Illinois, and we're not the wiser because they're following that end of the investigation. Our task force agents are following up with agents from all over Minnesota, all over Wisconsin, all over Michigan, North Dakota, Iowa. So when they have a bigger case, when you can recover pounds of drugs, how many lives have we saved?
Right.
That's a.
I would venture a guess that there's several thousand intersections just in Bemidji.
Yes.
How many of these cameras are there?
In our local area?
That's secret information.
No, it's not. It's actually public.
Really?
I just don't know 100%.
Is it tens, hundreds,
No.
thousands?
No, it's like, I believe like in the Bemidji area, I think it's single digits. It's like maybe 6, 7, 8.
Oh.
But we've got dozens of them out and about all over the state. We're just kind of the last hog to the trough as it pertains to in the immediate area. So, but we have had instances where we could have used those to save human life.
Huh.
We come across, just by sheer happenstance, missing vulnerable adults.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, with those things, just having that ability, somebody puts out from Faribault that, hey, we're missing a 78-year-old man who took off in his daughter's car, and they're like, they have no idea where he's going. Mm-hmm. He's got dementia, he's got, cognitive issues, and they put out the information on the car. We might be able to catch him before he leaves southern Minnesota. And I say we, I mean law enforcement in general. But, should that person happen to make it all the way to, northern Minnesota, or we've had local people. We have 20-some people on Project Lifesaver, and the bulk of those people are elderly folks that when they're prone to wander after they get dementia, if they're not in a home or if they're not in some type of assisted care. And so, when we have that ability where someone takes off with a vehicle, they're a lot easier to find, for sure.
You mentioned a couple of times a silver alert. How long has that been a thing? Because I don't know that I've heard of it.
Oh, that's a good question.
I mean, just by the name of it, I can tell what it is.
Yeah. I don't know how long since they've been calling it that. With the iPod system, though, it's one of those things. You don't see a lot of broadcasts to your phone. You get all Amber Alerts on your phone. It's one of those annoying things but if it's a situation where they have enough information to put it out, it's good that everybody can see it. It's like, hey, there's a missing 3-year-old that was abducted by a parent or an uncle or an aunt or whatever, and this is the vehicle that they're in. You might pay more attention to that.
Am I remembering correctly? The last one in our area was from Red Lake, and the car was found on its way to Fargo within an hour. That was maybe a year ago.
That's the closest one that I remember to our community, yes.
And it was like an hour or less. Car found.
Yeah.
Kid's fine.
Yeah. And a lot of those times that could be the case. There could just not just be one of those circumstances. But it's better to have that ability to find somebody quickly. And people have this some of the things that I've heard is, well, you're going to use this for nefarious reasons. It's like, this stuff is so regulated by the company itself that actually provides this service. In order for us to target an individual vehicle outside of extenuating circumstances like an Amber Alert, you have to have the probable cause, and that's got to be authorized. It's not just something that, oh, today I want to go look up so and so and see where they're going, or I want to, But there's still people out there that don't believe me. I get it, but
City is going to start a drone program with the police department. Does Beltrami County have one?
we do. We have a number of drone operators. We've had drones now for probably a better part of 7-8 years. We just got a couple of newer drones, a couple of smaller ones that we can use inside buildings. So our
Oh, cool.
and then some of that has thermal capabilities. And so we have a suspect hiding somewhere after a location. You can get a drone out and see heat signatures, as long as the heat signature isn't that similar. Like you go out on a 90-degree day in northern Minnesota, all the leaves retain that heat. It's very difficult to see someone who's 98.6 degrees through a 100-degree canopy, but it has served us well. We don't have access to a lot of air assets up here. The DNR and the state of Minnesota's troopers and the Border Patrol have helicopters and planes that we can access, but closest ones are about an hour and a half out, and they'll come out for lost people. But if we have a situation where we have an immediate need, these drones can fly 20 to 40 minutes, change out batteries. We got a number of operators. The BCA has operators. We have operators, and now with the Bemidji Police Department having operators, we'll be able to cycle out people and stay pretty focused on what we need to. And it really is a nice officer safety feature too. If you can get eyes on somebody
Sure.
and kind of watch what they're doing, here and again, that's another one of those technologies. The state passed laws. We can't just fly over your house and check you out. That's not how this
Won't
works.
fly
But
down
what
your-
if
down
there
your
was
chimney?
you thought there was a robber and you followed him to a backyard or property?
If it was immediate, that would be the case. We could do that. But if just to use a drone for
just go driving around.
yeah, just to hey, I think so and so's got a marijuana grow in their backyard. We can't just fly that drone over the house to look. That information requires a warrant.
Oh.
We have to apply for a warrant. We have to have the probable cause that a reasonable person would understand that that is probably legit. We just can't take third-hand information. It's got to be something that's legitimate. So, but drones have helped us out in a number of cases with missing persons, officer safety, where people have had guns and we're trying to track them down. At the end of pursuits at the.
Oh wow, yeah.
So I mean, it's been a great technology.
See, kids, that's why you want to get into law enforcement now. You could be a drone operator,
Yep.
And get paid for it.
right?
And get paid for it.
Well, you probably don't have a weekend off, huh? You're on double duty now.
Catching up from all the email. We'll see.
Thousands, I bet. Sheriff, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.